It's Wednesday. It's 5 Minute Rehab Day. Happy Wednesday, everyone. This is Taisha Presley, the owner and the founder of Legacy Empowerment Services. We are a mental health private practice. We're located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we work with adolescents and young adults who have experienced some type of dysfunction and they just want to rehabilitate their lives. So I have a really good 5 minute rehab for today. I'm going to jump right on in because it is a little lengthy. It says, I could really use some support. How do I get over having kids young? I turned 23 on Wednesday and I'm a little sad. I have 2 kids, a toddler, almost 3, and a 3-month-old. I love my kids. My babies have brought a lot of joy into my life. But how do I get over the feeling that I rushed it, that I'm missing out? Like the quote that says, having kids young is a lot like leaving the party at 9:30. It's the having to schedule date night ahead, any travel plans months in advance, inability to be spontaneous, and just less one-on-one time with my husband. I also have this fear of messing up that I wouldn't have as bad if it was just me, but now I have 2 little humans. Motherhood is hard. Yes, I can still have fun, but for example, leaving the house now is so hard with 2 kids that sometimes it's just not worth it. I don't know. I just feel like, why did it all happen so early? I still had and have so much self-discovery. I feel like my 20s just started and I can't even be selfish. I find myself wondering how life would be for my husband and I if we had had more time to date. I miss when it was just us, when we could just hang out. Now we have so much to worry about. Even when I go out, I still have the kids in the back of my mind. I just started graduate school too, and I'm overwhelmed. I feel like I made my life harder too early on, Like I had plenty of time to be a parent. I wish I could make this feeling go away. I just wish I had given myself more time. I'm having a hard time letting go and forgiving myself. What should I do? All right, so you know how we do around here. We like to do a collective woosah, which is just a deep breath in, a deep breath out. It helps us to calm down and access the thinking part of our brain on a scale on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woosah. Okay, let's do another one because this mama is feeling a little overwhelmed and I feel like she just needs another collective woosah. 1, 2, 3. Woosah. Okay. So mom, I love that you are owning your feelings. You're owning your stuff. You are telling us that you feel overwhelmed, that you feel frustrated, you feel disappointed. And I think that there is something to be said about just letting it all hang out. So I love that you are giving yourself the space to do that. And I think that what leads into some of the frustration and the disappointment and the helplessness that you feel is the lies that we buy into when it comes to mommyhood. We get this, we have this kind of narrative in our head that mommyhood means that our life ends as mothers. But I think that it's worth remembering that we are women. We are women before we are mommies. And so our life as a mom, as a woman, does not mean the death of our life as a mom. So let me say that again. So our life as a mom does not mean it is the death of us as a woman. I think that the two can coexist peacefully. And so what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that it is you are allowed to have your life. You are allowed to honor those parts of yourself that mean something to you. You are allowed to honor the fact that you want to still self-discover. You want to gain self-awareness. You want to travel. You want to spend time with your boo. You want to do all those things and be able to have fun. You are allowed to honor those things about yourself because that is what makes you you. I always said to myself early on, that I would never, ever, ever forget who I am as a woman because you know what? When these kids leave, it is just us. We are with ourselves. So you had better spend time cultivating yourself so that when your kids transition to their life, because they will, you still have something within yourself. Number 1. Number 2, here's what I want you to know. I am a seasoned mom. I'm an older mom. I have 2 kids one that you can hear in the background. She's almost 9-month-old. And I want to share something with you. What I want to share with you is that at any stage of life, in mommyhood, you're going to always sacrifice something. You're going to always not be able to do something that you would have been able to do earlier without kids. And so I want you to maybe shift your mindset from I'm just sacrificing, I'm giving up, to maybe shifting to a space of I am pouring out and I am investing into my children because I will reap a harvest. I will reap a return on this investment that I'm giving in to these kids. Okay. And so I want maybe perhaps see if there's any space for you to shift that focus for yourself. And maybe that will help you to make peace with what you are experiencing now. And so those are my comments for this writer. If you have some comments for this writer, I would love for you to drop them in the comments below. And as always, I will see you next week.